at the end of last week, or last episode, you just finished a little bit of a uh, job for the ink rakes, and um, there is an entanglement that you have to deal with, which is not good. It's called Show of Force. That says a faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. You either need to give them a claim or go to war.
And a claim would be
I
like
remember that from last time. Yeah.
would be like a turf or
right. It would
one
be
of
a
our
turf
things,
or your offery or one of those other things.
Okay.
And this is, of course, the Canal Dockers.
I think we're going to war.
I know we are.
Okay. All right.
They can have our stuff.
I don't know. Okay, so
fair and square mostly.
So when you go to war, there are consequences. What it's going to do is it is going to drop your hold from firm to weak as long as you are at war. And also, you will only have one downtime action.
Ooh.
Because of the order of operations of how this works, if you agree to go to war, you will immediately only have one downtime action each, because you will start your downtime at war.
That's
You're
pretty
still
poopy.
alright with that? I told you it was not a good one.
Yeah, that is bad news.
So how does being at war work?
Yeah.
So, how does being at war work? That's a good question. Basically, it means that you are going to have hostile aggressions against you by the Canal Dockers until such a time that you manage to no longer be at war with them. You're considered to be, your hold is considered to be less because they are actively harrying you. And basically, you would need to do something in order to either wipe them out, and they are a tier 2 faction, so they are much more powerful than you, or broker peace. And until such a time that you do that, you can expect them to be bothering you, to be actively interfering with any of your schemes, and yeah. Let me read here, war. This faction will go out of its way to hurt you, even if it's not in their best interest to do so. They can expect you to do the same and will take precautions against you. When you're at war with any number of factions, your crew suffers +1 heat from scores and temporarily loses +1 hold. The PCs only get 1 downtime action rather than 2. You can end the war by eliminating your enemy or negotiating a mutual agreement to establish a new status rating. So basically, you've got 2 choices: wipe them out or negotiate peace. And in the meantime, they are going to fuck you up, and they are going to expect you to retaliate in kind. So they are going to be very well prepared against anything you might do against them.
Wow, that sounds like a whole lot of crappy.
Yeah.
Especially
do you
like
want to give them what would them taking a claim mean?
So it means that they would take one of your either your turf, your offerary, or your sanctuary, and you would no longer have it. Now, your sanctuary, we've kind of fictionally positioned, is like your base, your tower.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like directly connected to your lair. So if you were to give them that, it would probably be bad.
Yeah.
You worked really hard to get this offerary, but this piece of turf maybe would be reasonable to give up if you wanted to, and you can always work on gaining that turf back or getting different turf.
I mean, I think it would be interesting if they took that from us and we had a reason to plot revenge. No, they'd taken our cafe. We worked really hard. We went into the Deathlands to get that cafe.
Yeah, you
So,
did.
we're getting it back and we're taking them down while we're doing it, that kind of thing.
But that
So
does
we have
sound...
a little more time to plan, preparations for war and feel really grudgy about them taking our stuff.
Yeah, but that does sound... I think it'll be easier to take new turf than it would be to deal with the consequences of that war, especially given that part about the extra heat from all scores when our heat is the highest it's ever been, and it's really dangerously close to a wanted level.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That is unfortunate.
I think I finished the character sheet, at least the crew part, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, Glory Incarnate was your first one, and then Chosen was your second, by the way.
Yeah, I thought we had a third one where from another crew sheet where we got +1 to some other stats.
+1 to when we were resisting, I think.
You
and
hear
when
me
we
now?
Crit...
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we hear
and
you.
It's good?
Mark. Yeah.
Oh,
it's very good.
God, yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Okay, because
great.
I just had to. I just boosted my audio so loudly that you should hear me. I was like fearing that I would talk and everybody's like, my ears. But no, if it's fine,
you're
then.
perfect. You're super clean and crisp.
Awesome.
Good. Now I have only this. This
user disconnected from your channel.
Uh-oh.
Wrong button.
Everything was perfect, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but we decided not to go for the reduced stress stuff, or the extra dice on resist stuff.
User joined your channel.
I think we took
closed
something
the
like
wrong
Chosen.
window.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so you guys are giving up your turf of the cafe?
I guess we
guess.
have to.
Yeah.
I'll remove that from the character sheet.
Nobody's giving up anything here, right? What?
Well, okay,
don't worry, we'll get it back.
I'm gone for some weeks, and they are giving up on something that.
We
the
almost
other
have it
option was
baby.
going
Okay,
to war.
so-
Going to war was bad.
Yeah, the choice is to either give up a piece of turf or go to war, and going to war is apparently really bad. Like we
But I could try out so many things.
well, okay. By all means, try out horrible things upon our hated rivals, the dock workers, or but in the context of like Cold War preparations rather than war itself, because we would be hosed.
Oh,
Basically.
Yeah.
feels bad.
Well, you can prepare, and then you can just make some projects to stock up like a lot of cool stuff to try in the canal dockers, and then we go to war on our own terms. You know what they took? They took like an awesome cafe at the other side of the bridge. It's very mean. We worked really hard to get that.
Guys
and we
did
have a
work
dog.
really hard.
Kes was going to have breakfast there.
Yeah, exactly. I got waylaid by the canal dockers after breakfast. Was late.
I think Leah had a gift for you, right, Leah?
Oh, right. But I guess we should decide the step first, and then
yeah.
go into the whole...
Let's see that then. Maybe before we get into the ramifications of the canal dockers taking that cafe out from under your nose. Leah, you wanna give Zig his present?
Yeah, well, she waits for Zing to appear from wherever he was all this time, and when she sees him, she runs away from the room, giggling a little bit, and then goes back very quickly, holding up a very foully smelling bag of with some blood stains on the bottom, and all kinds of stuff on it, like green goo and stuff. And he just hands this awful bag to Zingt. And when you open it, you see a head of a demon dog inside.
Wait, before I open it, I say, "Ah, this is lovely, lovely gift. Thank you very much."
I was thinking of you when I was murdering it.
Oh, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard. And what do I notice? Abomination?
Well, it's a head of a demon dog. You can imagine it however you like.
I think there's probably a lot of ways to implement that into other things. Oh, it might be useful. Yeah, why not? Where's the rest?
I think Farouk had the rest, or I'm not sure if he took it.
Did I? No, I think we left the rest is on the other side of the lightning wall, right? I mean, we just took the head, right? Or am I wrong about that?
You guys snuck a demon dog into
a demon dog
Dust
and an
Ball.
entire demon dog, I think, as well.
Okay.
It was
carried
a
the
live
entire one,
one.
and Leah carried the head, I think.
Oh, okay.
There was a live one, a head, and an entire body.
Okay.
Oh, great. So yeah, we have a head and a dead demon dog and a live one.
Yes. All of those
Lovely.
things.
Love. So, I think it might be a good time to give what was he called? Our friendly liquid next door.
Oh yes. That cult member that we turned that got turned into liquid. That had a name.
TikTok.
TikTok.
I
Yes.
think he deserves a new body, and I know just a body that would be available now.
Oh my!
I think that's a clock.
I still see it, Kelsa.
What?
Still see the on-screen cult.
What?
Okay.
Oh no, I can't see that, but I meant that you could remove the whole sheet if you wanted to, because I put everything in the character sheet.
Oh, right. I
Up to you.
like leaving it here anyway, just because even though the character sheet, it's easier for you guys to edit it and to look at it.
Yeah.
Especially if we're on a different screen. But I think for our audience, having it on a page that we can show is pretty useful. So
Yeah, it does make it a lot easier to show to the stream.
I'll move you guys over to the map though, because
you can.
And we're losing territory.
I actually had not put that territory on the map yet, so
that's true.
You're fine.
Okay.
Because it would have been right here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not because
because we lost it.
Because you lost it, yeah.
Because our dungeon master is just being mean. Don't pretend that's not the real reason.
And following the rules.
How dare I?
I know.
Dare I follow the rules.
Evil.
Terrible. So yeah, let's talk about this demon dog. I guess I think what happens is, you guys manage to have disguised this demon dog like as if it was a actual dog somehow. It's not a very convincing costume, but it's one of those things where, people don't want to see a demon dog walking down the street, dripping acid out of its misshapen maw, and so they just, maybe it's sick.
Wait, what? Who would think? Who would think that? Maybe I'm the weird, but I don't think so. And I think a demon dog is the most interesting thing you can see on the street, and I would always try to take it with me.
Fluffy.
Yes. Yes,
Oh my God,
Fluffy.
are we calling it Fluffy? Is that?
Oh
that
yeah.
the name now?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Oh my God, of course.
Can you write that on the character sheet?
Thank
Should
you.
should I add the devil dog as a cohort?
Sure. It's gonna be a quality 0 cohort though, unlike the rest of your what is adepts that are quality 2. So yeah, you guys are settling in. Zig, what do you think when you're presented with this live devil dog that someone has like put like a shaggy pelt over it and like glued fur to its carapace?
So what gender is it?
It doesn't have a gender. It's a devil.
All right. So,
I
but
mean,
if I got 2 demon dogs, it would still work, right?
This club is all about procreating.
Yeah, because then I can just TikTok the other dead one and make it alive again, so we get more dogs.
Oh my! So you wanna start a downtime project of reviving the dead demon dog
with
and then
TikTok,
breeding it with TikTok.
Yes.
And then breeding it with oh my gosh,
an intelligent one that can be used for different things. Yes.
Or do you just want to breed a live one with a dead one?
It's gonna be a series of long-term projects, but I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yes, me too.
Brilliant.
Do you let people know that you're trying to work on this?
Well, you guys might be helpful. Of course, I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not going through the streets say, "Hey, you know what my newest plan is?"
Okay. Well, I imagine that Yin might have come along when Leah was giving you the devil dog just because she was curious about it. So you see a girl come in, got long dark hair and an amber skin, got this very bored look on her face, and just something about this look reminds you of Lan, like incredibly. Like it's just must be related in some kind of way.
All right. What happened to him, by the way?
Well, Farouk was so tired of him
being worshipped.
Yeah, basically that he sent him on a little longer than usual mission.
Okay.
In game terms, he overindulged his vice.
She can come back at any time, but you can but she can play Yin for as long as she wants, and then.
Yeah, so Lan is gonna come back at some point, but I imagine he's still gallivanting off for the next mission. Maybe the one after he'll be back.
Yeah. I'm sure Lan will be right back. He's just like over the way. Any hour now, maybe a few days. I don't know.
Can be anything serious.
So you this
doesn't seem right.
This girl like walks around your experiment room, bit of a bored look on her face, but you can see that she's very carefully surveying all your recent work with a little bit of remote interest.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
I guess.
And
anything interesting you working on?
Well. You have high standards if you don't find everything interesting what I'm doing here.
Drugs. Yes, I do.
You want drugs? Hey, try this one.
Oh my.
It's just a new creation of mine.
No thanks. I'd like to stay alive, and I imagine you would like me to stay alive too.
Of course, but I don't know what do you mean by that? Don't you trust me?
No. No, I don't.
There's dreadful aura around him.
She doesn't seem very impressed by your dreadful aura. She just gives you a cold look, and she says, "Well, if you ever want my help with a project, just let me know." And then she just trots off.
Have you met TikTok? Oh, my last
Who?
word.
Like
TikTok.
she turns off around. TikTok.
TikTok's tried to say something. How is TikTok reacting?
Progress!
She leans over and sniffs the liquid.
I imagine that's pretty human.
Yeah, it smells
like sweat.
smells like sweat and raw meat and vomit and chemicals, formaldehyde. It smells like swamp, and it smells like yeah, it's not a pleasant odor. Of course, the entirety of the lab kind of smells like various chemicals, and so perhaps it's less noticeable until you get very close to the vat. Just how particularly nasty this soup smells.
There might be a little bit of cinnamon scent in there as well. I tried to see how this body would react to an infusion with cinnamon.
I can imagine that if this is melded with the devil dog is just gonna excrete like some cinnamony fluid instead of its normal acid or something. She raises an eyebrow, interested, and she says, "Previously human."
Yes.
And then there's a very upset burble from TikTok.
It would just be the time to give it a new form, less flexible form.
Interesting. I might be interested in that if you can. We can trade. I can help you with your less fluid form, and in return, you teach me how you did this. I'd like to learn this method from you.
Whatever. Sure.
Maybe some people would be really interested in that.
Live in the past, sure. Why not? I give it to you. I am destined to be great every time.
Yeah, liquefying people. That's so 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure there are some people in the Silver Nails who would be really interested to learn how to liquefy people.
Good point.
It's really easy to infiltrate something if you're liquid, right?
Yeah, and it's also a very convenient way to get rid of people, especially if they don't die, because then the crows don't come. So that you can just liquefy them and pour them down the drainage.
Well,
what can go wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, you're gonna poison it by doing that, but
yeah. But what's wrong with the poison, right?
That's not my problem.
But that could be a way to, thoroughly get rid of someone without actually killing them, because they just, wash out to sea.
Yeah.
And dilute.
I mean, you could start a business of that. Actually, honestly, I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm sure Yin is very Yin would be the kind of person who would start a liquefying business, not a liquidating, but a liquefying.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, doing the same thing over and over again, it's boring.
If it makes her money, she doesn't care.
Well,
Just does assignments for people.
All right. We have a deal, but yeah, don't try to bore me with doing that all the time. Because
I will try to be my most interesting self.
all right. Then I will let you know when I will start. I will prepare the body for ascension.
Right. Well, good, brilliant. So Gold Eyes comes to your sanctuary, and
Damn.
they walk in to they walk into the like kind of open chapel area for worship of Diania, and basically looking for Farouk. Where do they find you, Farouk?
I think in the library, reading up on some like background material for the for a ritual I'm considering preparing.
They are in the form of a like an old woman, looking very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not inconspicuous, but unassuming. Basically non-threatening. And they come in, but you can, even though they have like a little
Hood.
not hood, like a headscarf.
Cool.
Pulled a little bit low so you can't see their eyes. You can see that they're missing 2 fingers on their left hand, and fairly easily recognize that it is Farouk.
Gold Eyes?
Talk. Yes. Listen. We have a little bit of a problem.
Always. What?
That cafe that I helped you acquire,
Yes.
I've been driven out of it. Already. Thought I could rely on your protection.
I thought I could rely on you to hold it. What happened?
Yeah, there's like this scowl that just emanates from this old woman that is just way like looks like a very sweet innocent granny, and then you say I thought I could rely on you to hold it. Just like evil witch kind of countenance.
Evil Dead.
And, yeah, and they look up at you, and you can see their solid gold eyes, and they say, "Those canal dockers, they came and they surrounded the entire place in salt. I had to run before I was trapped there. Cannot re-enter.
Well,
Cannot cross that line."
yes. Given that, I suppose you did make the right move. This must not stand, though. I will let the others know, and we will prepare a suitable vengeance for the glory of Diania.
Of course. I will find another place to stay, but if you manage to find another cafe Let me know. Perhaps I can help you out some more.
Excellent, excellent. Your loyalty is commendable.
And then and they leave.
Okay.
Crazy. Typical days.
So now you know the cafe is gone. What kind of downtime do we want to do?
I don't know.
I'm
I
just gonna
think
help Zing.
definitely think we need to work on that heat. That is
Probably.
out of control.
It is pretty cray.
True.
And
So it's
then
downtime
there's
again.
all these clocks that
They're reference to.
So many clocks.
yes, tick tock, and not the liquid kind.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So let's I guess let's start with Zig because I know that Yin wanted to help. So we can kind of do two of your things at the same time. Cat, please don't knock over my light. Please. Yeah. So what are you gonna work on, Zig? No, not my other light. Jeez.
Well, we have a liquid and we have a body to pour it in and make it work. And yeah, that.
I've already started you a clock. It's gonna take an 8 clock to get this is actually it's gonna be another ritual. I think. Do you have ritual? Because actually, you may not.
Wait, let me look this up.
Yeah, I thought that was a whisper ability. In fact,
It is, but he could have taken it as a.
No, I didn't take a whisper ability.
I think. I think it's an 8 clock to try to do this, but on a 1 to 3, instead of adding to the clock, you'll actually subtract from it and 1 from it, and if you wind up going below 0 ticks, then you have ruined either the body or TikTok beyond being able to actually succeed at this.
Okay, that sounds pretty.
Because what you're asking to do is really hard.
Yeah. Well, it's just the right job, I guess.
If it wouldn't be beneath your dignity to have help, Farouk could probably help with that. He does have ritual.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd happily help.
There's always some stupid, boring work that I can relegate people to do for me. Like talking these strange. With,
yeah, I think
stuff.
it's not exactly a ritual. It's just brute forcing.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Victor might help as well.
Yeah, Victor will always help. Victor is excited to help.
He's the real MVP.
And Victor is quality 2 now, so
That's true.
What does that mean?
Not sure.
So mechanically, by your cohorts being quality 2, if at any time that you want, instead of if you want them to roll like on a group action that you lead them in, you get to roll 2 dice for their quality, and then take the better of the results instead of just rolling 1 die. So if you want to, as a downtime action, however, you don't get to can't do a group action for a downtime activity, but you can still like get a setup or get some help, or have other people also spend their downtime actions to do the same thing, basically, to help you out. But basically, effectively, Victor gets to add a die when you make your downtime roll because he's helping you.
Okay. So
I'd like to do a setup if I can.
Yeah, I'll
And
allow
also
that.
spend some of my own downtime action, but we'll do that when it's my turn.
Okay.
Can you do a setup on a downtime action?
I mean, sure. I don't see
Okay.
why not.
Let me
Fair enough.
see how I'm gonna help. You know what? I imagine you might need some rare chemicals that you might not have in your lab to do this, right? And a skilled assassin might have the skills to sneak into places and grab some goods for you that would otherwise be, you know, hard to acquire.
yeah, I see. I could manage with this, but of course it would be a waste of my talent to just use the second best option.
So may I use Prowl to set up for this?
So like you're stealing these things? Yeah, totally. It's gonna be since you're doing this as a setup and you're actually stealing stuff, there's a chance that you could fuck up and there's a consequence.
Okay.
Who are you stealing it from? That's going to determine your position on this.
I mean, who would be the easiest target, but still, you know, most likely to have chemical goods. So it'd have to be like the lowest level somehow, you know, in possession of chemical goods crew.
The
Let me roll
canal
some
dockers.
dice.
No, I'm
Let's
staying away from
see.
those for a little bit until we are prepared to deal with.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. The Lost. Now, the Lost are a fairly low level faction. They are tier 1, and basically they are let me read the little clipper here. A group of street thugs and ex-soldiers dedicated to protecting the downtrodden and the hopeless. So they are basically trying to be the good guys.
But failing.
I mean, it depends on who you ask, whether or not they're failing. But they have because one of the things they do is try to help like the lost in the city. They have like medical supplies and chemicals and such. They're not super well protected. So being able to break in and steal some stuff from them would be fairly I'd say it would be probably risky, because what some of the consequences you might face is going to be like the ire of the homeless, and you know, losing faction rep with the lost, stuff like that. But it's you would have actually great effect by stealing from them, because they're going to have the kind of stuff that you're looking for. So
Okay.
they have exactly what you want.
I'd happily take a devil's bargain. Maybe one of the beggars sees me and tries to blackmail me.
So basically, as a devil's bargain, you have been seen no matter what.
Yeah, but the person is not like giving it out. They're trying to blackmail me, maybe instead.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna write that down.
I suggest that they bring some friends because I don't think Yin would. I mean, she would find a very nice target to practice liquefying on, if it's just one guy. So I would suggest that he informs a friend or two to make it a fair
when he threatens
fair
you.
chance. Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Oh wow.
Oh, crit.
It's a crit, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I think on that crit, one of the things that you get is these are particularly nice, chemicals and such that you manage to steal. And on top of that, your threat to this homeless guy manages to make him completely back off. He's like, wait a minute, liquefy? You with the Shroud of Diania? I'm just gonna back away slowly.
Okay, cool.
That's what I call better living through chemistry.
Wow. Look, my PR is working.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring the very nice chemicals, Zinged, and I imagine that will increase the quality of your work.
I think it's gonna it's gonna definitely increase the quality. So there's no way for you to lose like on this first roll. Even if you get a 1, 2, or a 3, you're gonna gain a tick instead of losing one, and basically it's gonna step up. If you if you wind up rolling really well, you're gonna get one more than it would otherwise say. So if you get a 4 or 5, you're gonna get 2. If you get a 6, you're gonna get 4. Or no, wait. 6 is normally 4, 5 is normally 2. So you get 3. 6 is normally 3. You'd get 4. A crit is normally 5. You'd actually get 6.
Nice. So.
And Victor gives you an extra dice.
Yeah.
Then let me just roll this. Position is controlled?
It's not. There's no position on it because it's technically a downtime.
You're not trying to steal someone's stuff.
Yeah, it's technically a fortune roll.
Effect is just standard, right?
Technically, it's a fortune roll. So you would be rolling it under fortune attribute because there's not actually a position and effect for a fortune roll.
All right, and extra is 1 because of it.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter what you put in there. So, boom. That is not a crit, but that is really good. So normally you'd get 4. Normally you get 3 for that roll. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you 4. So are looking good. Cool. Yin, what are you gonna do?
So I'd like to help Zinged out a little more. And I'd also like to start a downtime clock of myself. Because what I'm trying to do is increase the standing of, officially myself, but by extent, I guess the Shroud of Diania as well, if they have to steal some of my glory. To increase their standing with the nails by learning from Zinged how to liquefy people and then selling that recipe to them for a very low price.
Oh, the recipe or the service?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think you'd have access to the recipe.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to learn from Zing, the recipe to be able to do that.
The opportunity to actually get rid of you without problem.
You're breaking off. Breaking up.
You are breaking up a little.
Me?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
But I understood what you said. Yeah, that is true. I guess Yin wouldn't want them to get rid of her, so she would give them this service a couple of times for free. In return to curry some favors. So she would like to learn from Zing how to liquefy people.
Okay. So you want to learn how to liquefy people. Now, Zig, do you think this is something that you could replicate on a whim? Because I feel like it wasn't entirely on purpose.
Well, I actually said I wanted to liquefy him and work, but yeah.
Okay.
I might just have the urge to alter it a bit so that it will be a different thing this time, because doing that in the same way is just too boring.
Yeah, I mean, if you repeat an experiment the same way, then that's science rather than mad science.
Yeah.
Right?
Well said.
And I mean, I imagine that Zingd might have known how to do it, but might have also forgotten parts because he just lost interest in it. So he's like, yeah, sure, I know that, and then just makes the parts up as he's going. What he's forgotten. I didn't expect it to be very easy or anything.
What I would say is that you could be working towards like studying with him would make sense for like taking your next playbook advance as a veteran advance to take alchemy as from the leech playbook, but you wouldn't actually be able to like do anything like that. Like it wouldn't be like a long-term project clock. It would just be like
I mean, I wouldn't be interested necessarily in being able to do this myself in the game. So if it's just a case of you're worried that I might get very strong if I get that. Maybe I just promise the silver nails that I will only use it for when they request me to, for instance. Like I'm fine with setting up a deal like that where I'm unable to use it for myself. I'm just it fictionally makes sense for her to want to learn this, being an assassin like her brother.
Actually, when I think about it, I actually took another special ability once, but it's not a character sheet.
Yeah?
Is it on your character sheet?
You're
You're breaking up again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
I
microphone
have
closer.
to talk loudly, so.
You gotta remember to speak up.
Yes. You can go ahead. I'll just look the character sheets.
I'm fine with also going for the alchemy thing that you suggested if you rather have that, but personally, for me, I'm just trying to have it to gain favor with the right people rather than use it as a power that I can just call upon every time.
Sorry, I just ruined everything for a second.
Maybe you can do something like a long-term project of copying Zing's notes and giving them to the faction. That's
like basically you can work out a deal with the silver nails to say, hey, you need anybody liquefied, come to me, or you can go and you can make a deal where you can like copy Zig's notes and give it to them for like curry favor. But actually learning how to do this yourself is gonna take more than that.
Yeah.
Actually, when I think about it, I could use another special ability. I think it was Daredevil, but I'm not sure. But Strange Methods looks fun as well, because it would be great for stuff like that. But it doesn't help me actually when I just use Tinker normally for that anyway, right?
It would definitely help you.
Okay. Well, then I'll just take this and I will do it after the session.
I mean, you can put it on there right now.
Yeah, but I'll just up the two again and whatever. just go on. Don't mind me. Talking
Sure.
too much.
Sure.
So I don't mind either of those. I'm fine with whatever. I'm not trying to actually learn how to do it. Sure, it'd be cool if I could learn that, but I imagine there's other upgrades that she'd like as well and that she might like more for herself. So I guess I would prefer not actually learning it myself. Just maybe, I don't know, maybe instead of like learning how to make it from Zing just makes me a batch that I can use and that I promise only to use or that I give to the people. Or that I only use for the silver nails because I promised it to them or something like that.
Okay. So, like, is this, I guess, Zig, is this something that you could make a batch of? Or is this like a process that needs to be done?
Mark?
Oh, are we losing
Yes?
the debate?
Oh, okay.
That question was for you.
For me was that.
The liquefying, is it more of
Liquefying, is it like a potion that you could brew up or that Yin could take and be like, here's a sample? Or is it like an entire process that involves, I'm picturing like your laboratory with like a giant jar and forcing someone to stand in it and like flipping switches and there's lightning. Like, how does it?
It probably was a bit of preparation there, but I imagine it was more kind of an infusion thingy. And
it's like
they just keep the right circumstances after that, and then gonna everything's going.
so it's a combination of a potion and a set of instructions then?
I guess.
Now, do you give Yin permission to do this, or is she stealing it from you?
Well, if I think I can learn from her at some point, then sure, why should I make a trade out of it? But I think, hey, this could be used work against me then.
I mean, I offer to help you with your project, so I would be advancing your project on my long-term clock, on my clock as well, on my one of my downtime actions.
Well, I would probably let her do it, but every time she does anything, I'll just shake my head, say no, that not like this, and step in and do it myself.
Yeah, so I would be able to make it, but only with Zing's help, I guess.
Okay,
Is that acceptable, Kelsa?
Yeah, that sounds good. So, is your goal here like to curry favor with the silver nails, or? Yeah. Okay. Then, I think this is probably going to be a fairly, like a 4 o'clock of curry favor with the silver nails, and the way you're doing it right now is getting
Shouldn't it be a bigger clock since they're fairly higher than us, if I remember?
What? How much bigger? Let's see.
I think they were rank 4 or something, if I remember.
God, are they really that high? Oh, they are. They're rank
3.
You're absolutely right. For some reason, I thought they were lower than that.
But liquefying people, who else can do that for them?
That is true. Let's make it a 6 o'clock then, because you're offering them a service that no one else can provide, and there's already a history there from that Yin has with them. So yeah, let's say it's a 6 o'clock to curry favor with the silver nails, and then you can roll on your long-term project clock to and get a bonus die for working with Zinged on this.
Cool. So what do I use to roll to?
So you roll on the character sheet. Roll fortune, and choose attribute, and then I'll ask you for input value right in the attribute that you're using. To me, it sounds like basically the action that you're using to curry favor at this point is Tinker.
Yeah.
So
0 dice then, but 1 from
you
Zinged.
get 1 from Zig. So yeah.
Okay. No worries. I didn't mind taking some time. Extra should have been 1, but never mind.
Can
Either
take
way.
a devil's bargain.
No, it's too late now.
5.
5 is still pretty good.
5 is
That's
nice.
two clock ticks.
Okay. And then I'd like to use my other downtime action to further Zing's clock of creating a devil dog by, stealing maybe some more things, or, spying on the notes of some scientist, some fancy scientist somewhere around town who's been working with creatures from the Badlands or something like that.
Okay.
What this cult needs is more devil dogs.
Obviously.
Right? So there are 2 different factions that you could choose to move you guys over to the faction tracker. Prey on here. Actually 3. That would have the information that you're looking for. One is the Path of Echoes, which is a tier 3 gang. They're a popular mystery cult which borders on an open religion against spirit law. They revere ancients and seek knowledge from the past, including consorting with ghosts. There is also the Dimmer Sisters. They are they're a level 2 force.
Didn't we steal territory from them?
The Dimmer Sisters?
Wasn't that where we got the operatory? Some such?
So.
No, it was the
someone
Hive.
else. No.
The Hive was the other one.
There was
Hold
some hidden sisters somewhere.
I know we did something with them.
Yeah,
to them.
Yeah, that was them.
Or was that them? Okay.
It was them, but you guys managed to basically hide that it was you guys. Yeah. Cat, what are you doing? Why are you always doing this?
Okay, and what is the third group?
And the third group, thank you, is this cat right here.
What tier is that cat?
Would the Deathland Scavengers have anything on Devil Dogs?
Yes, thank you. That is actually who I was going to say is the Deathland Scavengers. I just got distracted because my cats decided they needed to fight directly behind my laptop.
Oh dear. I mean, Deathland Scavengers make sense to me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sneak up on the Deathland Scavengers.
Okay. They are probably they are the weakest out of all 3 of those that I listed, so makes sense that that's who you'd go for, but they're also the least likely to have the highest, they'll have the lowest quality of what you're looking for.
In that case, I will go for the Dimmer Sisters.
Okay.
They do want some good quality stuff. And I guess the
Yeah,
Deathland Scavengers do sound cool, so I might want to be friends with them at some point.
Okay. So yeah, they're pretty cool.
Not
Deathland
like
Scavengers.
the canal dockers.
Are convicts from Ironhook, given the choice of either execution or working to scavenge outside of the lightning barrier. They have very short lifespans and are, but they wind up finding really weird and archaic stuff, but they have very little resources, so anything good they find almost always gets sold or stolen very quickly after they find it, so you'd have to roll really well for them to have something of good quality, whereas the Dimmer Sisters are much better protected, but they are also more likely to have higher quality things.
Position risky?
Okay. Yes.
Effects standard?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I have to take that devil's bargain again.
Just have to.
It would be a different devil's bargain this time. You wouldn't be the same one. But we can definitely work out a devil's bargain here. Devil's bargain. Let's see, what's a good one here?
Maybe the stuff I'm looking through has some effect on me. Not sure what would be interesting.
No, I think that's not as interesting as something else. So what if, as a devil's bargain, you are you're marked. Like, you get the info, you steal it, or
Then
however
now
you stole
leaking
this
tracking
information.
fluid.
Yes, you touch something that has marked you in an arcane way, and you can resist that if you like, as with most devil's bargains. But basically, the Dimmer sisters know for sure that you're the one that stole this information.
Okay. Would that have any negative effects on the Shroud, or would they see me as a separate entity?
For now, it would just be you, but it's gonna open it up to them doing research on you, finding out that you're with the Shroud, and then negative consequences down the line.
Okay. I'm fine with negative consequences for just me, at least initially.
Okay.
I'd happily take that devil's bargain.
Got it.
Okay, it was a 5, and I'm very glad I took that devil's bargain because the initial 2 were 1s.
Ooh.
Well, the 5 could have been one of the first ones.
Yeah, because it
sorts them by lowest to highest.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, but that's still good. You get two clicks towards Zig's project clock.
Yeah, so you can put that in your clock, Zig. Mark.
Yes.
Put 2 points into your clock of putting the devil bug.
I have to make the clock now myself, right?
No, it's already there in clocks.
It's already there.
Okay.
It's your clocks.
On your
clocks
character
page.
sheet. On the character sheet page, you have character playbook clocks. You just click on clocks. There's one for merging the devil
that's
dog.
new. It's new, right?
Yeah, it's new.
It's been there before.
Kelsey already added that, and you can just add 2 more ticks.
All right. So, I haven't made one before, so that means I have. Before it were 3, right? So I have 5 now.
It was actually 4 before because of the improved positioning. You should actually have 6.
Nice. All right, that's good. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, having these clocks page, so good.
Yeah, I like it.
Very handy. So props to whoever made these character sheets. A+.
They keep updating them. That's so nice. Then you keep getting the nice new stuff.
Very, very pleased. So yeah, you guys, that was both of your downtime actions.
I turn the. I'm sorry. Should I turn them tracking me into a clock as well?
I was gonna make a clock here in my notes, but if you'd like to, yeah, why don't we put it on yours as well? So go ahead and make it a 1 tick on it.
Sorry about that.
Cool. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm done.
Could be helpful. Okay, cool. So yeah, Farouk, what are you doing?
Okay. So the first thing is I need to relax a bit, and I think the way I want to do that is by sending mischievous spirits to bedevil the canal dockers. Nothing, nothing that's actually going to cause like an actual effect other than like annoying them. But
I mean, you could take a devil's bargain that they do get annoyed. Reduce some more stress.
Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to.
Boring.
I know. I'm so sorry.
So you are you're reducing heat, is that right?
I'm going to do that next. I'm indulging in my vice of consorting with unwholesome things.
Sure.
Your gold eyes will be happy with you.
Yes. So that's as straightforward as just clicking on the indulgent vice button, right? I mean,
It is.
It's like bam.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Then
or
if you have any extra dice, which do, but if you did,
okay,
You're sometimes breaking off, Kelsa.
just now.
Not in the same way Mark does it, but sometimes we can't hear the ends of your sentences. Usually it's fine.
And is there any more color that I should give this other than, this is like consorting of spirits, so I mean, it could be like a conversation, but if you want me to just click the button, I can do that.
I think we can just click the button. I don't think we need to have a huge conversation about this unless there's something in particular you wanted them to say or do when confronting the canal dockers. Just summoning and sending out some spirits.
You could send them after Blue Tom. And remember,
Yeah.
there was a blue canal docker right there.
Sure. Let's make sure that it includes him. But yeah, I want to keep this subtle for now. So
Blue Tom? Who's Blue Tom?
I think that was one of the people that you injected with something, and one of the effects was that he turned blue.
Oh.
Nice.
Blue Tom,
So yeah, I think that
Blue Tom turned blue because of, his hair is now blue because of when they attacked your base and you and zigged and injected him all of the canal dockers that came in with some weird chemicals. He had a reaction that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then part of that definitely cut off. Anyway, yeah, I think part of it should be that he hears voices saying that I think your hair is getting darker. It's not a good sign. And here we go. Oh, no extra dice.
And here we go. Oh.
Okay, 4. That'll do. That gets my stress down to a nice manageable level. And the other thing I want to do is definitely get the blue coats to chill out a bit.
Okay. How are you going to do this?
That's a good question. I think just try and start rumors that
The canal dockers have been doing something nasty, so they divert their attention.
yeah, that the canal dockers that have been causing all this trouble in Silk Shore, and that yes, somebody in officialdom should definitely look into that before it gets out of control.
Yeah, they even got Goldeyes back into the city and used him to hunt like a cafe so they could steal it from what was it, the merchant guild.
Yeah, they're smuggling creatures that should not be into the city. Clearly,
Evil.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Oh, it's
All
like
right,
they're
let's,
betraying humanity.
Wow.
Says the cult leader of a demon, of a weird, terrible god, currently human pregnant. Yeah, they're betraying humanity. Wow. Harsh words there. Writing that down.
By the way, is Diana, did she turn up one more, or did she disappear that after that one time?
I
Was
know
never
she
seen
showed
again?
up.
She showed up again.
She scrutinized me a little. Really freaked me out because she left and then Leah came in. So I keep thinking that it's Leah who did that. Like I'm keeping my eyes on Leah. I want to know how she does that shape changing, because that's not human.
Well, you can obviously see that I have some demon blood in me. So.
Exactly. So it's not that unbelievable.
Clearly, it's you.
Obviously, yeah.
That would be a neat trick to pick up, though. So, mechanically, how does one go about reducing heat?
Mechanically, you roll your crew's tier. And
So
if it's
0.
which is 0, as a fortune roll, and it's on player reference to all about downtime and such. Reduce heat is the very bottom one. You roll your crew's tier and reduce heat by 1 per result level. So you reduce it by 1 on a 1 to 3, 2 on a 3 or 4, 3 by a 6, or 4 on a crit.
Okay. Let me see. So, and at present, I'm rolling 2 dice and taking the lower one.
Yes.
Can I help in this?
So you can use an NPC or a friend to help and get a +1 die. So remember, you have all of the NPCs on your character sheet as well as the crew character that you could be working with. So, for example, you guys have a cult, you have an academic, an occultist, an antiquarian, spirit trafficker, a noble, and an astronomer as your friends. And Lizette Pritchard, the noble, is your favored contact, so she could help you by spending her money, using her influence to help put in the good word. Or yourself as a whisper, you also have contacts you could work with. Possessor, ghost, a vampire, a demon, a witch, or spirit trafficker. Some of whom are better friends with others.
Okay.
The occultist attached to the governor, Polix, might be a good choice of a shady friend. Call on for help here as well.
Okay. So if I called upon Pollux, would that be owing him a favor?
No, you just get an extra die.
Okay.
Basically, you're on good enough terms with him because you've got a +1 there, or you've got he's your thumbs up friend that you can call on this favor without necessarily owing him anything.
Okay.
He already owes you one.
Sure. I mean, I was thinking about calling on our friendly Shroud member Pendleton, the cannibal. But sure. I mean, Pollux probably has better influence than he does. So let's do that.
So you're gonna roll 1 die.
Okay.
Yeah, shouldn't he roll
Oh, wait.
0 dice for the crew and then 1 extra?
Yeah,
Because that will actually give him extra dice. I did that wrong last time, but it will actually give you
it just
1.5 chance instead of 1.
well, no, it'd just be 1 die.
Would it?
Because because it's from 0, which is roll 2, keep the lowest, go up to 1 die.
Yeah,
Just
but
1 die.
wouldn't it be 0 keep the lowest and then 1 extra from help? So okay, I see.
Okay.
I see.
So would the input value dice be 0, and then there'll be a helping die that's 1?
So input value is where you type in what you're doing, and then it will say how many dice, and then it will say extra.
Okay. So under dice it's 0, and then extra is 1? Technically? Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. So that's another 4.
That's 2.
Okay. So I think we're still a little bit on fire in terms of heat.
Yeah, but you currently have 4 heat instead of 6.
Okay. So it's only a little bit disastrous now.
Right?
Oh, and I get a tick towards pregnancy, right?
Yes.
Because that baby is coming.
That happens
My baby.
Automatically.
All right.
All right. Leah, what would you like to do for downtime?
Well, I would like to continue my long-term project first, which is introduce Bass group to Dionia, converting them and such.
Totally.
And I would like to call on my, again, good friend Bass himself to help me out with convincing his own people to join.
Sure. What do you say to Bazo and like do you like spend some time with Bazo himself and then assume that he's going to spread the word, or do you like say, hey Bazo, if I do a little sermon at your location, like how does it go down?
Well, I'm guessing I would have talked with him beforehand and told him that what I'm planning to do. Obviously, I wouldn't do it without his okay, let's do this. With his go ahead. Without his permission, I wouldn't do it. So yeah, I would just talk to him and warn him what I'm about to do, and so he can help me out and talk with his people that this is the smart choice. So on. Then we see a tail.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
And yeah, I will in front of the the small folk of his group. I will emphasize that. Give myself as an example. I came from being a dancer at an inn, and I've went somewhere already. So, and this is through the help and guidance of Dionia, of course, and obviously my own abilities and power. So yeah.
May I ask what the letters mean after the factions, like the S, the W, and the F?
Yes, of course. So that's how strong their hold is.
I see.
W is for weak. Strong. F is. So it's weak, firm, strong as far as progression of how powerful they are.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm going to try to again sway them into. Oh, I'm forgetting words. Into giving themselves to the embrace of Dionia.
All right. Let's roll.
And
You get 1 extra die for the help of your good friend Bazo.
yeah, cool. Means I get 4 dice.
Wow.
A lot of dice.
Yeah. That's a fortune, right?
Yes, it is.
Attribute.
And so for input value, you write the attribute.
I'm then going to 3 extra 1. Seriously.
Oh, no way.
Not even a 6.
Oh, well, I mean... So yeah, you get 2
Still, there's progress.
tickerers.
Yeah. They're
Cool.
hearing the word.
They are. And for my second downtime action, I was also thinking of reducing heat. It's not incredibly effective if we don't have any tiers. Are we gaining a tier soon? I have no idea. Because if we are, I might as well do it later.
Well, the thing, yeah. Or
I apologize. I'm not sure I understand your question.
Oh, okay. So I think I understand the dynamic, which is that, yeah, right now when trying to reduce heat, we're 0 tier, so we're rolling 0 dice and have to like borrow one from someone. But we would have to do a score to gain a tier, and maybe do several scores. So it's not going to improve until we do things that will gain us more heat, so we should probably reduce.
Yeah, we might as well.
Yes.
Then I'll do that. I'll try to reduce heat by You know what? Right after my visit to Basubas group, I will after we've talked a bit, take them to the inn, get them good and drunk, and say, hey, you guys, let's. My friend Farouk gave me this awesome idea of basically making the what's their name look bad.
Oh yes, the canal dockers.
The canal dockers, yeah. So I'll do what Farouk does with the help of this group.
Okay. Yeah, let's see it.
Find the thing. So fortune again. Draw dice with bam. Oh,
nice.
Sweet. Yeah, so that's gonna reduce heat by
3, right?
You guys are down to 1 heat, which is actually good. So
I like.
Cool. in several senses.
All right, sweet. Zigd, Mark, you've got one more downtime action remaining.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to start spending some coins.
Well, it's we need to wait. Right?
You're breaking
Out
up.
again, man.
We need a way to deal with the canal dockers because I mean they're obviously the they are probably making all the world's problems. It's their fault. At least, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess it would be a good idea to actually demonize some water creatures with our new acquired gears and dogs and everything. So they are going on a canal docker hunt in the canals. That would be. I think.
Quiz?
So I try to demonize and train sea
You could
sea
probably
inhabitants.
finish your clock of putting the devil dog and
The guy together.
the guy together, though, if you wanted to.
I could probably do that, but you know, think that he gets bored with one something and then he just leaves it there. But if you say,
I mean, it's up to
tell
you,
him,
but you already have 4 clocks of you, which you finished one, I think. Because
yeah,
the improving land's hands, I think, was done, but the other ones are like.
if you just tell him, hey, please finish your work, doing a mess on here, then he will probably do that.
I mean, I don't care as long as you help me with the liquid.
It might be a bit well, a bit too yeah, okay. To be fair, it gets a little bit messed up in here, so I probably end that work. Yeah, okay. I see that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to finish the dog, and TikTok deserves to be useful again.
Oh, I should mention one option in terms of messing with the canal lockers might be to gather info on them, so that
That's true.
when we do a
We
score,
could
we're,
spend
we're
some coin
better
on
prepared
that.
to mess them up.
We could spend some coin on that.
True.
Maybe we
We can do both.
we can let the seaside dockers take over the territory if we, but we can make them to battle. That would.
Why give it to the seaside dockers when we can take it ourselves?
Yeah, that's the thing. When they are both weak, we can strike in and take with both. But yeah, first let me finish this TikTok dog. Ooh. I think is has science gone too far?
Is that your roll?
Yes.
With a 6?
Yes.
Damn. So that's 3 ticks, which I think finishes your clock.
I need 2 ticks, so.
So yes, it does. All right.
It does not ruin it that I got too much ticks.
No, it's not a vice.
Okay.
Devil dog.
TikTok
right.
dog. That's TikTok in the devil dog's body. And yeah. That's awesome. I mean, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to be
True.
poured into an insectile devil dog? Come on!
No, I mean, who wouldn't want TikTok to be poured inside?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was the one with the anger issues. To begin with, that's why we turned him into a
giant pile of liquid.
Yeah.
I think he
what
had a
can
lot
go
of time
wrong?
to work on that.
He did have
Yeah.
some time to think about his problems, definitely.
Put that on your character sheet that he's now in the Devil Dog's body.
But he's in the dead Devil Dog's body.
But could I use that one tick that I have left over to actually avoid? I will just make another clock for that, so I can control him a bit, that he doesn't go on rampage and all that stupid stuff that could happen. But would, of course, because I'm a genius.
Of course. Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, you've managed to do that. That's definitely not going to come back and bite you in the butt at any point. Don't worry. And
Quite
literally.
literally.
Right. So any other downtime actions you guys wanted to do?
I mean, we could do some reconnaissance, spend a coin or so.
I don't have any coin, so
we have a crew coin.
You do have crew coin. There's 3 coins on the cult itself. Who would like to make a
and the cult can only hold 3, right?
4.
4. Oh, okay.
Someone else can do that because I'm busy filling in the different.
You're doing the good fight. I'll go ahead and take the coin off, assuming that you guys are going to do it. Who would like to actually, in some way, who would like to do this in some way or another?
Well, Farouk is always happy to talk to, unwholesome entities in order to gather information. That's one of his favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
every time Farouk is talking to ghosts and demons, I can totally help out as, at least as a translator.
So are you going to consort with ancient powers to learn some information? Who are you going to talk to?
Let me see. I think that the demon Belphegor is pretty well connected and might know a thing or two. And if such a being might want something in payment, well, I'm sure we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Mm-hmm. The bridge being your cathedral?
Yes.
All right, let's see some consort here.
All right. And this is controlled, or is this a fortune roll?
It's still a fortune roll.
Okay. Cancel fortune. Gather info. Okay, I've got 2 dice and 1 extra, and here we go. Well, no 6s, but
Those are good.
yeah, didn't screw it up.
A critical 5 even. Bad that doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So that is going to get you some information. On a 5, you get standard information. And so you were gathering info about the canal dockers, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, where they're expanding, making strides. What are they letting slip in this process, if anything?
Okay. So you find out they are physical dice. What's going on? So you find out that they are, trying to ramp up their business. They've been definitely feeling the pressure since you blew up their vault.
Oh yeah.
So they're looking to kind of push back and get their own foothold back. They've been pretty upset about the way things have gone. They're used to kind of getting their way and getting bribes and such. What you've been able to dig up is a couple of potential scores, basically, that you could pick up against them. Basically, the demon Belphegor gives you some spell that how you spelled it in my notes here. Just stay consistent. B-H. Okay. So you've got there's a particular fence that the dockers have been using that are basically you find out that this is like the dockers like main fence that they go to, and if you were to threaten him or
liquefy him
or turn him to the beauteous glory of Diania, that might be a blow to the canal dockers, because they're very used to, like I said, taking bribes and also doing a little bit of smuggling on the side. Doing a little bit of oops, it fell off of the truck. And yeah, that's one of the potential scores that you guys could face against them.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Alternatively,
Oops.
Fine, don't worry about it. Alternatively,
it's just dice. It's not like they'll become a plaything for cats.
Shit. Alternatively, there is a particular constable that you know that they have on their payroll that you could do something to him. Basically, they've got the constable, the blue coat that's on their like beat. So their beat is their territory, is basically on their payroll, and they could there's multiple different ways you could mess that up. Like I could suggest some for you if you like, but basically you found out exactly who their blue coat contacts are. And if you wanted to shake that up in some way, that's a potential score as well.
Okay. Well, I think that is, but so the gathering of info sort of revealed both of those things, and we just need to figure out which one to exploit as a score. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we should talk about that, but I'm thinking maybe we should take a break first.
I was going to suggest exactly that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been doing downtime for almost 2 hours, by the way.
I know. Well,
That's weird.
It's been kind of crazy. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but
Yeah.
you guys are in a pretty good position to pick one of these scores or come up with another one. But basically, whichever one you pick, I'll let you carte blanche tell me exactly what information that you found out. These are just kind of dangling leads that you can use to utilize in a way that you find interesting. And I'll give you more information about whichever one that you choose, or you can tell me that information. Basically, these are what you found out.
Okay. Sounds very cool. So, I guess we will be back in 5-ish. Please do stick around, and we will get back at those damn canal dockers.
The damn canal dockers. I need to make a recruit speech to TikTok to motivate him.
Oof.
All right.